I bought this house because it felt safe. Quiet road, friendly neighbors, nothing strange or out of place. The only odd thing was that the previous owners left their doorbell camera installed and refused to take it with them. They told me it was better if it stayed. I should have asked more questions. The first alert came the night I moved in, 2:09 in the morning. Motion detected. At first, I thought it was an animal. The footage showed a shadow passing across the porch, slow and heavy, like someone pacing back and forth. I stepped outside with a flashlight and found nothing but cold air and silence. I told myself it was a glitch. The next night, the alert came again at the exact same time. 2:09. This time, the shape was taller, human-shaped. It moved like a person, but there was something wrong with the way its body bent. Like its spine was too long and its arms were too loose. I stared at the screen as it tilted its head toward the camera, even though it had no face to look with. I deleted the clip and convinced myself it was a trick of the light. The third night is when everything changed. 2:09. Motion detected. This time the figure had a face. It looked exactly like the man who lived next door. Same coat, same hat, same tired eyes. But the real neighbor was asleep at home. I knew that because I saw his bedroom light turn off while the figure on my porch was still staring into the camera. I froze as the thing stepped closer, its face stretching wider than a human skull should ever stretch. Then it smiled. A long, slow, unnatural smile that made my stomach twist. I turned off the monitor and waited for the sun to come up. I told myself it was some kind of glitch in the night vision. But the next day, my neighbor knocked on my door and asked if I had been outside last night. He said he heard footsteps on his porch at the same time my alert went off. Footsteps slow and heavy, like someone dragging their feet. He said he looked out the window and saw a shape standing still in front of his door. And he swore it looked exactly like me. That was the first moment I felt real fear. Not the kind that you shake off. The kind that settles in your bones and refuses to leave. That night, I stayed up to watch the live feed. I wanted to know what was happening at 2:09. The moment the clock hit the minute, the screen flickered. The porch light buzzed. And then the figure appeared again. Only this time, it did not look like me or the neighbor. It looked like a man I had never seen before. A tall figure with long limbs, wearing clothes that looked like they belonged in another century. It stepped closer to the camera, raising its hand like it wanted to touch the lens. Then it spoke. I could not understand the words. They sounded broken, like a voice trying to learn how to speak again. My entire body went cold. The figure leaned closer until its face filled the frame. It did not blink, it did not breathe. It just stared into the camera like it could see me watching. And then something impossible happened. The figure changed. Its skin crawled like insects were moving under it. Its bones shifted. Its face began twisting and stretching until it formed my exact face. My eyes, my mouth, my nose, my expression. And then it whispered my name. The voice was perfect. My own voice coming from something that was not me. I slammed my laptop shut and sat in the dark with my heart pounding so hard I thought it would burst. Just before sunrise, I heard footsteps on the porch, slow, dragging. Then a faint knock on the door. I never opened it. I just waited with my back against the wall until the sound faded. When I finally checked the footage, the figure was gone. But it left something behind. A small handprint on the lens. A handprint too long and too thin to belong to any human. I tried to tell myself I was imagining things, but deep down I knew the truth. Something was learning me, studying me, watching me every night at 2:09. By the next night, I was running on no sleep and too much fear. I thought about calling the police, but what would I even say? A creature on my porch is wearing my face. I knew they would not believe me, so I left every light in the house on and sat on the couch with the live feed open. The hours crawled by until the clock neared 2:09. My chest felt tight. My hands were shaking. The screen flickered and I saw movement instantly. The figure stepped into view like it had been waiting off-screen for the exact second it could appear. Only this time it did not stop on the porch. It walked straight to the door. It placed its hand against the wood. I could hear it pressing lightly, testing the barrier between us. Then I heard something that froze me in place. My own voice whispered from the other side, "Let me in." It sounded like a recording of me begging, but I knew I had never spoken those words. The figure leaned close to the camera again, and its face started shifting rapidly. My face, my neighbor's face, a stranger's face. Faces I had never seen, but somehow recognized in the deepest part of my memory. The faces looked like nightmares stitched together. And then the creature settled on a new form. It became a perfect copy of the previous homeowner. It's the same man who insisted on leaving the doorbell camera behind. His smile was wrong, too wide, stretching across his face like it was painted on. The creature tilted its head, and the camera glitched so violently that the screen distorted. When the picture returned, the figure was gone. I did not hear footsteps. I did not hear movement. It vanished like it had never been there. I felt relief for a single moment. Then the alert chimed again. Motion detected backyard. I did not know the camera even had a rear feed. I clicked it and felt the air leave my lungs. The figure was standing at the back door perfectly still, its head pressed against the glass. The backyard light flickered behind it. Its shape blurred in and out as if it was phasing between forms. Something tapped the window. Tap, tap, tap. Slow. Deliberate, like the creature was thinking. Calculating, I grabbed my phone and called the neighbor. He answered with a shaky voice. Before I could explain anything, he whispered that something was standing in his hallway. A silhouette, tall, thin, watching him. He said it kept taking different forms every time he blinked. He said it looked like me for a moment, then him, then someone he did not recognize. I told him to get outside and run to my place. He whispered that he could not. The creature was blocking the door. The line went dead. I sat there frozen, listening to silence on both sides of the house. Then every light in the house flickered. Once, twice, then darkness. Only the glow of the laptop remained. The backyard camera went black. The front camera switched to a strange static pattern that moved like breathing. Then the static cleared. The figure stood inches from the camera. It had no face at all now. Smooth skin stretched too tight. It lifted one hand and pressed it against the lens, leaving long finger marks on the glass. Then it leaned in close as if trying to crawl through the device itself. The screen went white and then displayed a message I had never seen before. New face detected. The notification repeated over and over. New face detected. New face detected. Every time it flashed, I saw my own reflection in the black screen. But something was wrong. My reflection did not move when I moved. It stared at me with empty eyes and a smile that was too wide. A smile I had seen on the creature hours earlier. I shut the laptop and ran to my bedroom. I blocked the door with furniture and waited for daylight like a trapped animal. I did not sleep. I barely breathed. When the sun finally rose, I found a note slipped under my front door. White paper, no handwriting. It's just a single line typed in perfect block letters. We know you now. I checked the footage from the night. Every clip from 2:09 was gone. Deleted, wiped clean. But I noticed something in the morning light. It's a fresh set of footprints circling the house. Long, thin, too many toes. The creature had not stopped visiting. It was circling, waiting, learning. And I know it will return at 2:09 tonight.